Hello everybody. My name's Tom O'Donoghue and I'm in the Citizens Initiated Referendum Ireland. So I'm a member and we had our first meeting on Saturday and it was a brilliant meeting. We met up in Bishop's Lucy Park and there was only about 10 members, but it was a core group. And we decided that we actually needed to speak about the movement, talk and debate about issues. So we gathered outside the park and we formed a circle and we got the microphone and the speaker. And instead of marching down and protesting and trying to get people to hear our message, we said, look, people, when they see a circle, they'll be interested. So a lot of people were listening in. We talked about every issue under the sun. We talked about abortion, we talked about immigration, we talked about the Irish Constitution, we talked about how Ireland used to be and how Ireland is today. We talked about everything. But what was really good was a feeling of solidarity, a feeling that we are trying to do something together. Now, the main issue we talked about was citizens initiated referendum. And we all believe that citizens initiated referendum is the key, is the cornerstone behind the Yellow Vest movement. If we don't know that, if everybody doesn't know that, then the movement will fail, because the goal is about getting that freedom for all our people in democracy, creating a better democracy. Because at the moment, all you have to do is point out to people what's happening, point out to the fact that they are powerless, that we're absolutely powerless, you know? And people know that because we're all shouting at the TVs, reading about terrible decisions, saying for fuck's sake, and not being able to do about it. And that's what's leading to the frustration, the anger. Now, how it's a very democratic process. It's a very democratic idea. It's about putting the power directly back into the people's hands. So, for example, the politicians are paying themselves too much and they don't deserve it. Well, we could all take a vote. We can initiate a referendum and we could cap pay of politicians. Um, like we could stop, for example, when they bail out the banks. If we had citizens initiated referendum, we would have not allowed the bailout of the banks. So it is a massive power, and this is without going through the politicians themselves. So the politicians are held to account, and they know when they bring in legislation, indirectly they know that the people are watching them, and that people have the power to throw back the legislation they implement back in their faces. So they know that they have to work on behalf of the people, and that is a power. And if you notice all the media attention about the Yellow Vest movement, there's been nothing said about citizens initiated referendum. And that's not a coincidence, because the people who run the media, it's not a large group of people. It's actually a small group of wealthy people. And they do not want this message getting out into Europe, because this is a democratic message, a message of democracy. Now, why we can have everybody out left and right, and everybody can join together in this movement, is because the movement is about democracy. It's about giving everybody their voice, and there's a lot of people's voices haven't been heard. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful in the sense that we can't forget about CIR and focus directly on issues and then get really focused on the issue. One issue I want to talk about is Ben Gilroy, and I think Ben will understand this himself, is that Ben knows that he is a symptom of the problem. That his arrest is just a symptom of a broken system. And while we all support him, Ben himself would say that what we really need to do is fix this broken fucking system. Because how many people did he have to help, and did he have to defend in court, and to see the judges trying to avoid the Constitution, trying to stop people from using terms in the Constitution such as dwelling, you know. So he knows that the system is broken and it's not working on behalf of the people, and it's not even. So I am saying that I really sympathize with Ben and his family, and not having their father for 3 months, young kids. I have to say that, like, citizens initiated referendum is what's going to really give us the power to sort this out for all people who are arrested unjustly, because we'll be able to hold politicians and the judicial system to account through our voice as a people. So when we focus on the issues too much, we're kind of losing our power, you know. We're kind of fighting. We're still in the old system. This is building the new bridge. And I think it's Socrates said it. If you want change, don't focus on the old things. Don't run through the old patterns. Focus on the new things. Focus on where the change is, and focus on your creativity of bringing it about and spreading that message to other people. So that's just what I think the real importance of citizens initiated referendum is. Currently, I think there's a lot of work to be done in the Yellow Vest movement. We're getting a bit carried away, but it's only right because we're angry. Like, we are angry, and it's exactly the same in France. Everybody was really pissed off, but now they've awoken to the idea of, wait a minute, we need to get this citizens initiated referendum, because that gives us the power. That is the cherry on the top of the cake. That gives us every demand we want if the people have the will for it. So, and the media don't want to hear about it. The papers don't want to report about citizens initiated referendum, because it's power to the people. So I'd advise you to write a CIR on the back of your yellow vest with a permanent marker. I'd also, for anybody who is saying, well, is this really needed? Is this movement really needed? Do you know, or could you be doing better things? This is really needed, because even tonight I walked out and it was freezing cold. I was like, Jesus, freezing cold. And I'm glad now to be in here, my own kind of privacy, my own security, in the warm room. But there's 3,000 children homeless, you know, don't have their own security. Maybe they're going cold, maybe they're going hungry. You know, I have none of those problems. I'm healthy, I have everything, you know. So we have to go back to reality and see reality, you know. A lot of times we are being confused through media. There's distractions, there's everything. But we have to sometimes just take a step back and you see, holy fuck, like, there's a lot of people going through hardship. This system is putting people through pain, and then it is covering it up for the rest of the population with, I don't know, TV shows and kind of trivial stuff on the news that's kind of like people are just so, I don't know, they don't even know what matters and what doesn't matter anymore because there's such nonsense on the media. So if you're interested in joining something that's has a real direction and a real vision, um, we'll put on your yellow vest and together we'll say citizen initiated referendum. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.